And we are rolling on the 19th of April, part 2 of our film speeches in Comm 1. We're at a beautiful day in Los Angeles. The sunshine is shining. And we're about to hear from Stefan.
Hi, my name's Stefan.
Hi, Stefan.
May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be at your back. May the sunshine warm you always until we meet again. My brother added this poem, The Irish Blessing, to Grace before every family dinner. He added this after our Irish setter died far too young in his sleep due to a seizure. This affected my entire family, especially him. It affected us because he wasn't just our pet, he was our family. And I believe that to be true for all dogs. They're not just animals, they're part of your family. Today I'd like to share with you a movie that really moved me, Marley and Me. This movie made me reminisce, made me cry, and made me determined to be a better dog owner. This movie deals with themes of owning and caring for a dog and the effect that the family can have on the dog and the dog can have on the family. Owen Gleiberman of Entertainment Weekly said that Marley and Me was the most endearing and authentic movie of the human-canine connection in decades. The first way that this movie made me feel was it made me reminisce. The scene that made me reminisce was when John and Jenny, the two main characters, went to go pick up their puppy from the breeder. This reminded me of the time where my family piled in the car, drove up to Kansas City to go pick up my dog from the breeder. We got to the farm outside the city, and this woman brought us to this little shed, and when she opened the door, there were dozens of little Irish setter puppies. We picked ours out, Little Blue, and I put him in my jacket because it was a cold day, and walked off to the car to take him home. And this made me think of all the times a family would enter that little shed, pick up a puppy, carry him back to the car, and their lives would be changed forever. The second way this movie made me feel was it made me cry. Obviously, the part that made me cry was when they had to put Marley down in the end. This movie especially had an effect on me because not too long before this, one of my other dogs, Bo, 14-year-old Bichon Frise, was viciously attacked by 3 other dogs, and we had to put him down because of the injuries he sustained. I didn't really know how to feel after this. I was angry, I was sad. It affected my entire family. It was, the dog that we had had since I was 3 years old is just gone. And that just proves the effect that a dog can have on a family. The third way that this made me feel, it made me determined to be a better dog. There was no particular scene that made me feel this way. It was the entire movie, the journey from raising a puppy to adulthood and all the events that happen on the way. It made me remember how fleeting life is. Dogs don't get 70 to 80 years like we do. They get 16 to 17 at best, and you only get 16 to 17 with them. So you really have to make most of each moment. And after this movie, I went home and just hugged and played with my dogs for a couple hours. In conclusion, there should be no doubt that this movie had an effect on me, and it made me reminisce, cry, and maybe determined to be a better dog owner. Dogs are more than pets. They're family, and just as we can teach them to sit, shake, and speak, they can teach us to love and how to be loyal unconditionally. Now, I'm a Catholic, and I believe in heaven. Some say dogs don't go to heaven, and I'm not going to stand up here and pretend like I know the answer, but I like to think of the Irish blessing and think that someday we'll meet again. Thank you.
331.
My name is Justin.
Hi, Justin.
Afternoon. I really liked your speech. I like how personal it was. Like, I really empathize with you and your dog and the tragedies you went through with your dogs. Yeah, I liked all the personal anecdotes you had and the connection you had when you said when you went into the shed to get your dog, how you could see other families doing the same. I thought it was great. I really like your diction. You speak really proper, so I appreciate that. It's really clear to understand you when you talk. Yeah, it was an overall really good speech, I think.
Thank you, Justin. improvement.
Hi, I'm Grace. Sorry, I lost
Hi,
my
Grace.
voice.
You got it back.
I really liked your speech. I really felt your emotion, and I thought you had a really good tie back. The only thing that you could probably work on is just like sustain eye contact a little longer with the audience.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Well, let's start at the very beginning. A very good place to start. Stefan, Marley and me, yes. Good. You, great film, very interesting. I agree. After Old Yeller, it was a pretty good film. These other ones with what was it, Hooch and the others didn't quite. I didn't connect with them, but this one was pretty good. On your opening, may the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be at your back. May the sunshine warm you always until we meet again. You zipped over that Irish prayer or whatever it is a little quickly. And it has a lot of good feelings and meaning and good grabbing capability. So I would slow down a little for that poem. And I like that you transitioned and said that your brother says that before dinner. And then you immediately went in and talked about the death of your Irish setter. And you had good transitions there to the film Marley and Me. And you said that it made you reminisce, it made you cry, and it made you determined to be a better dog owner. Let's talk about these emotions. Your speech was a little short, and so I think you could have elaborated more on your stories, spent a little bit more time on the plot summary, so that it was closer to 5 minutes. On your quote from your significance statement, you had it right from Owen Gleiberman. You forgot to say whether you agreed or disagreed with the quote. So remember, we are always going to not just give a quote, but say, I agree or I disagree. On Reminisce, you told a very nice story of going to Kansas City and picking up your dog and putting it in the shed and opening up and putting it in your jacket, I guess it was. And I think that you went on to add here that you didn't say all these words. I was just overcome with happiness getting this, and this film caused me to reminisce from that time, and I pictured other people reminiscing, and this is blah blah blah. And what you needed to do is return to the emotion that you were trying to communicate, and that's why I was reminiscing so much about my own story when I saw this happen in Marley and Me. So, cry was your strongest emotion. You buried it in the middle. I probably would have had it as your third emotion and ended with it, but you chose to do it this way, so that's fine. Your plot summary was Marley had to be put down, and your dog Bo was viciously attacked by 3 dogs. And here is where I wanted you to almost tear up. I wanted you to remember how awful you felt and how desperate you were and how crazy it was when your mother told you, or you saw your dog, or you saw the attack, or you saw the whole thing. Relive it. Refeel it, and then we'll feel it too, and then return to the emotion, Stefan, and say, and that's why I felt sad. That's what made me cry. Return to your emotion. But besides crying, it also inspired me to be a better dog owner. And so I think the third emotion is inspiration. See? And then you went through the thing, you only get 15 years with the dog, and it was very touching. You said after remembering that and seeing the movie, you went home and spent a lot of time with your dog, that quality time with your dog. And yes, I think that's right. I think that's also right with people. People, I think, students in particular think they're going to all live to be 95. And as some of us may know from losing kids from drunk drivers in high schools and so forth, that life is very fleeting and you can lose friends in an instant. So it's often a good idea to not only be affectionate with your dogs, but tell the people around you you love that you care about them, because they may be gone tomorrow. Your summary was good. Your conclusion was excellent. I like the way you talked about they're more than animals, they're family. That was excellent. They're loyal. And I like your thing about admitting that you don't know whether they go to heaven or not, but you hope so, and you tie back to your poem in the beginning. I would have said it again. It's so nice, and you had time. So overall, you did a good job. You needed to fill it out. What you didn't have on here was you need to know, did you have canais? Oh, here are your canais here. Okay, let's see what your canais were. Less hand motion, like you're doing now, so keep them by your side, yeah. More direct, no ums and likes. How'd it go?
I think I was more direct. I definitely didn't have a lot of plot summary. I can't remember how many times I said it more like. I don't think I said it much.
Well, you can look tonight on YouTube, so check that. And a good technique for getting rid of those if it's excessive is when you're practicing with a friend, ask them to raise their hand every time you say or ah or like. And that will help sensitize you to you using that excessively as a transitional device. Overall, you did a good job. Thank you. Okay, we're out of time. We will pick up with the rest of the A's and begin the B's on Thursday. Return with honor. Don't forget, don't be absent Thursday. I'm giving out the midterm.
Ace. I think you skipped me. I don't know if you started from the top, but I'm like right here.
Yeah, well, how did I skip you? Recall.
Yeah, you didn't start from...
Oh, yeah, okay. Well,
Yeah.
we'll get there.
And I also still have to do my respect speech.
Well, you're going to do your film speech first.
Yeah, okay, I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, okay, good, thank you.
Hi. Last week I talked to you about the midterm because I won't be here on Thursday, and then you said talk to me on Tuesday.
Okay, yeah, let's see. Okay, you're not going to be here at all Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what do we do?
I could pick it up tomorrow, or I don't know if you have like a digital copy of it. You could just like email it to me.
No, I don't. Okay, you can walk with me to my office right now, okay?
All right.